Hello, my name's Clare Ostle. I'm a researcher here based at the Marine Biological Association in Plymouth, UK, and I work with something called the Continuous Plankton Recorder.
And I'm Birmann. I'm South African, but I also work in the UK in Plymouth. I work at a building right near Clare's, Plymouth Marine Laboratory. And even though we're in different buildings and we do slightly different things, our research interests coincide around plastics.
Yeah, so we both monitor the oceans, but using completely different techniques. So I use a very historic technique, which is a plankton recorder, which is like a torpedo, and we tow it off the back of container ships. So we have a team here in a workshop who put together these plankton recorders, and then we have a team of analysts who actually count the plankton in the samples, and we tow all over the world. But we also look at plastics in the oceans, and that's where we link up, as Lauren will tell you about her satellite work.
Well, that's it. So Claire's got this historical record that goes back in time, and I come from a slightly different perspective in that I'm relying on very modern day things in low Earth orbit in space. So I use satellites to look for floating marine litter. And this is all made possible because the European Space Agency has recently launched two satellites called Sentinel-2A and Sentinel-2B. And thanks to their high resolution, I can actually look for things floating in the coastal zone. And so even though we come from completely different sides of things, Clare's data, for example, is really important to me for in situ validation.
Yeah, it's really exciting because essentially we take the in situ samples, so the water samples, and we can find tiny little microplastics, but we also get larger plastics, so entanglements on our plankton recorder, which give you an idea of where might be hotspots for entanglements on marine life. And we're able to map those in areas where we have lots of tows. But then feeding into the satellite data is really exciting because essentially you've got almost the whole world covered.
Well, that's it. So the satellite data collects imagery almost every couple of days of the whole world, really. So where Claire's finding hotspots, I'm really interested in seeing what I can see from space, because obviously for cleanup operations, that's going to be important information. But also we both really care about protecting the oceans, and we want to know where are dangerous areas for marine mammals who are foraging, whales, dolphins, turtles, who are often found with plastic in their bellies, because plastics can often be mistaken for food. So we both really care about the environment, and there's a huge amount of plastic that's being washed into the oceans on a daily basis. And the question is, how do we find it before we even know how to clean it up?